What's up guys, it's Hubs and it's going to be the Winter Glades Blitz Vortex event for Christmas, level 3. So I'm just going to bring in the same squad I used in level 2, basically the 3 new event or Christmas units. That includes Eva, Jack, and Nick, and I'm going to bring in Cerise, which is a Thunder Vortex unit prize when you hit 15,000 ABP, and then Blaze from the previous Fire Vortex reward. And then as a friend, I just brought a Creator Maxwell if in case I need some extra damage to end things off. Because I mean, Maxwell's pretty OP and should be able to clear most things with Maxwell, and just Maxwell alone actually. So this event vortex, if you haven't watched my first video about level 2, is basically the same or similar to Halloween vortex, um, but a slight twist in that it takes a lot more effort to craft the materials. And I'm still really confused about one thing because there's two items you do get from. So you get a frost item or something when you complete level 2, level 3, and level 4, but I have no idea what you actually use them in yet because the materials you need to craft the two new event spheres, the Sacred Snow Globe and the Frozen Myth, are all drops from level 2, 3, and 4, and the items that you get for actually completing them don't seem to be used anywhere. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly the details of this event, but basically right now I'm just auto battling level 4 over and over and over again, and collecting materials to make as many of these snow globes and frozen myths as I possibly can. Probably just 5 of each of them, for the hell of it because I can. But yeah, this is, I mean, level 3 isn't the easiest run in the world, I guess. These are all 5-star units, and I'm having an okay time so far. The boss itself is going to be pretty difficult. I believe it's basically like a souped up version of the Wendigo, where he can throw out, paralysis and just tons and tons of damage over and over again. So when you run this, you're definitely going to want to bring in some negative status ailment resistance of whatever sorts. So that includes leaders like Darvan, Shell, Ilmina, Ronel, Reese, or healers like Altree, Yolkina are really good. Narza has a good status ailment resistance buff. So does Xvel and Melchio. So yeah, if you have one of those units, it's gonna be really great to use. Otherwise, you're probably gonna want to one-shot the Wendigo because the paralysis it's quite painful. I mean, you'll see later in this video, this is a pre-recorded video, that I'm going to get completely wrecked by that paralysis, and it's going to be surprised like how devastating and sad my life is going to be in just a matter of minutes when I get to the Wendigo. But anyways, so these vortex spheres, I want to touch a bit on them. So the first one, the Sacred Snow Globe, actually is a little bit, well, quite a bit better than the Sacred Jewel. So it's going to give you the HP attack and defense boost, or sorry, the HP attack boost by 15%, which is the same as Sacred Jewel, but defense and rec is by 20%, which is the same as a Medulla Gem. So it's kind of in between a Sacred Jewel and Medulla Gem, but there's a bonus effect where there's a slight chance that you'll recover HP when attacked. So I don't know to what extent that HP is recovered, but whatever HP is recovered is still better than a Sacred Jewel Medulla Gem, which gives absolutely nothing. So if you're a new player and you don't have 5 Sacred Jewels or 5 Medulla Gems yet, then you're definitely going to want to spend your time grinding and crafting this. I mean, there isn't much content to run right now, at least event-wise. So you're probably going to want to spend all your energy for the next week just grinding this dungeon over and over and over again, auto battling it if you can, to collect the items, because these are very good spheres for new players who don't have Sacred Jewels or Medulla Gems. So the second sphere is the Frozen Myth, which is kind of in between a Medulla Gem, kind of skip leg one gem, and then a Malice Jewel, because it goes from 20% HP and attack to 30% defense and recovery. So that's the HP and attack of a Medulla Gem, but the defense and recovery of a Malice Jewel. And leg one gem is in between, which gives 25% to all stats. And this sphere is actually really, really good because it gives a chance of BB gauge boost when damage. So, oh, by the way, if you're paying attention to the video right now, I got paralyzed on all my units, so they're basically just gonna get wiped. Absolutely no chance of survival here. That's why I mentioned that you really want to bring those negative status ailment resistant units like Melchio, Exval, Ronel, and whatnot. Yeah, so this Frozen Sphere, in my opinion, it's potentially more useful than a straight up Legron gem or mm, or Malice Jewel. It actually, in my opinion, rivals the Grand Guy Chronicle spheres like Dandeliga. Because Dandeliga, it gives you like the 30% HP attack, and it gives you a 1 BC regeneration per turn. Dravis is 30% HP in defense, and it gives you status ailment resistance. So they're kind of like they give you a stat boost, but they also have an extra bonus effect. So this extra bonus effect of having your BB gauge boost when you're damaged is actually huge in my opinion. Having full BBs is some of the most important stuff you could possibly have in the game, especially when you're running stuff like Maxwell. Um, yeah. So by the way, again, if you're paying attention to the video I got going on here, I'm bringing in my basically my super team. This is like the team you could clear like Maxwell with. Like it would be a piece of cake to clear Maxwell with this team because of how OP they are. I probably wouldn't use Dilma though. I'd probably use like Rogan instead. But I swapped Rogan out because I wanted to ignore defense just in case. So I'm bringing two damage mitigators. Tridon is my leader, and Darvan Shell, Narza my mitigators, and Dilma for ignore defense. And who do I have my bottom left? No, wait, that was Darvan Shell. Oh yeah, and Altor because he does taunt. So it's crazy how effective this team can be, especially against someone like Maxwell or basically anything. So long as the enemy doesn't have a Brave Burst training ability, then this team is so solid. Like it's pretty much impossible to kill these guys. They just last way too long, and you can see with double Tridons, the HP of my units just goes insane. The only unit that's under 10,000 HP is my Dilma. That's because he's using a Mono Habikin, so he doesn't have any stat spheres. And my own Tridon is also not using any stat spheres, I think, and he's still at 11,000 HP, which is just absolutely insane. On top of that, when you throw in Tridon's Earth Shield, every unit gets an extra 3,000 HP. Oh my god. And then when you use Altor, he boosts his own defense by was it 210%, and all enemies with single attacks have to hit him. And then with Narza or Darvan Shell, so Darvan Shell gives 50% damage mitigation, so does Narza. But if I use Darvan Shell, you also get another 50% defense boost. So I don't know if that actually stacks or overrides with Altors, but it's at the point where it gets so insane where it's like there's like no way you can die using this party with the current content out there right now. It would just be like it would be really hard to lose. I really like the combination of Narza and Darvansha because it gets rid of Lily Mama as having a leader. Because Narza's SBB makes it so that when you're hit, you also gain BC. On an average, it's about 6 BC. With Lily Mama, it's about 9 BC. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then when you have Narza and Darvansha, you just kind of swap between the two using damage mitigation, and it's like really crazy. So I'm fighting the boss here. You can see like he can't even get through like the purple shields right now, the earth shields. And my guys, I'm just like, having some fun here, just using normal attacks. So the Earth Shield ran out, it doesn't really matter, I'm just like spanking him away. You can see he's trying to do some damage, but the Heart Crystals will fully heal my guys, and now he's dead. So that was kind of my revenge battle using like the most OP team I could come up with right now. I hope you guys enjoyed that. But that's going to be level 3, and stay tuned for level 4. I'm going to show you guys how to auto battle it efficiently for just farming material. Granted, you have the units. So I'll see you guys next time.